Greatest Cards of All Time podcast number 17, looking at Roger Clemens, or should I say William Roger Clemens is his real name, nicknamed the Rocket. Played 24 seasons in Major League Baseball, primarily with Boston and the New York Yankees. Got some really nice cards to look at today also. What comes to mind when you hear Roger Clemens?
Yeah, like you said, the Rocket. I guess a new thing that I just kind of found out about is the Triple Crown. I don't know why I didn't know that, but the Triple Crown for a pitcher.
Won some Triple Crowns.
A couple of those, which is wins. So most wins, lowest ERA, and most strikeouts, which he did that, I think, back-to-back, I believe.
Impressive.
Very.
354 wins for the man, a 3.12 ERA, 4,672 strikeouts, one of the only three players with 4,000 strikeouts, and he's third most all time. He's an 11-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champ. Made his Major League debut May 15th. In 1984 with the Boston Red Sox, and his last appearance was September 16th, 2007 with the Yankees. So he had two different appearances with the Yankees in his career too. His first stint was 99 to 03, won 2 World Series with them, and then he made his little jaunt to Houston, so it made it nice and close to home for him, and he can continue playing, being nice and cozy and comfortable. Made a World Series appearance in that time too, when he was there between 04 and 06. In 2005, played the World Series with the Houston Astros. They didn't win that. The White Sox won that. And then he was back with the Yankees in 2007, and that's where his career came to an end.
Couple other things. He was a 7-time Cy Young winner and also 7-time ERA leader. So those are a couple other major accomplishments.
Absolutely. We have some awesome relics to take a look at here. Some pinstripes up close and personal. The first card I'm going to take a look at today is a 2003 award materials from Donruss Timeless Treasures. Pretty cool looking card. These are award materials 2001, but it's from 2003 Timeless Treasures. Kind of a unique card in that aspect, but you do get the pinstripe. I love that. And this is a game-used, authentic piece of material here, numbered 14 out of 50. And something really unique as we take a look at the backside of this card, it actually has a real picture of the authentic game-worn jersey that this came from.
Very unique. Another thing, too, I don't know if you mentioned it. I don't think so. This was during a Cy Young season, too. So it must have been 2001 was one of his 7 Cy Youngs at that time.
Awesome.
When I look at the card, I love the relics. I love the Yankees pinstripe. I'm not a huge Yankees fan, but when I think of having a relic with a game-worn jersey with the Yankee pinstripe, that just seems kind of cool.
It's really cool. If I could be so petty, I would like it if it was vertical instead of horizontal, that pinstripe, but that's just really getting down to the nitty and gritty.
I wonder why they chose to do that, because, you know, the jerseys, it doesn't go that direction on the jersey, so I wonder why.
Maybe a sleeve. Maybe you can make the argument that's a sleeve.
That makes sense then. Okay, that makes a little more sense, I guess, but cool looking card. This is actually still at a point when it's not a Panini product, so it actually has the Yankees logo on it too. So
yeah, I didn't notice that until you pointed that out.
I do like that. There's only 50 of these, so that's cool too. Like you said, 14 out of 50. The photo on the back of the actual jersey, that is something unique. I don't think I've ever seen a relic.
I've never seen that
like that, but so that's pretty cool. Like the card.
The next amazing relic card is a 2003 Donruss Elite game-worn, authentic piece of material here. One thing that really catches my eye as we take a real good up-close look at this is the hollow gold background. And notice it is a higher-end product, and it's numbered 90 out of 400. So another limited release here of a Roger Clemens game-worn authentic piece of jersey material. And we did get the vertical pinstripe. Really cool picture here too, and a nice little detailed backside to this card too. And it is stamped on the back in gold. Really good looking card. Gotta love it. Roger Clemens, what an amazing picture.
So yeah, it looks like a Donruss product, although like you said, it is actually, Donruss Elite. Again, we've got the pinstripe. Love the Yankee pinstripe. Do like the refractor or the glossy finish on the front.
Yeah.
Very cool. All of these that we're going to be looking at are... Again, I always mess up the name when it's horizontal like this instead of the normal up and down.
Like a landscape.
Yeah, landscape. All of the relics that we're looking at are laid out that way, which is a little different.
Yeah.
Cool card. You know, it says the World Series 1 win in 2000. I wish I could say this jersey was actually from the World Series. It doesn't say that on the back.
They kind of lead you to believe it, maybe, in the way that that's printed, but it's really cool to do that.
Either way, still pretty cool.
This next card is a 2002 Fleer Genuine Leaders from 2002 Fleer Genuine. Have a go at that. Another game-worn jersey. Got kind of a digital look to it. I don't know. It kind of looks like it's from the early 2000s also with the printing. Vertical pinstripe once again. I think that's very cool. Not my favorite card in the digital universe or any universe, but it's still cool. It's a game-used, authenticated, Fleer genuine jersey swatch, and it's still really cool. Get a Yankees logo on the back too, and a little extra silhouetted picture of them.
Yeah, what do you think of the back? Too. I don't know. You've got like the picture of home plate, and then you've got just the headshot up
real
there.
Up close, and then the Rocket's eyes right there. Yeah.
Not my favorite card, but again, with the pinstripe, that's cool. I mean, I really just think the Yankees pinstripe is so iconic. You think of Babe Ruth, you think of the greats that played for the Yankees and how many championships they have, and to think you actually have a game-worn jersey with that pinstripe, and it happens to be one of the best pitchers of all time. It's just a cool piece of material. It's a cool card. I know I've said this before, but I think they're undervalued and underrated. In my opinion, you've got a card that's pretty unique. This one isn't numbered like some of the other ones, but still, how many game-worn, authentic jersey, memorabilia cards are there really out there?
He's got an MLB record 20 strikeouts in a single 9-inning game. Also won an All-Star Game MVP, which is pretty cool. Total career record 354 and 184, and 4-time Major League Baseball wins leader in 86, 87, and then 97 and 98. So kind of cool. He went back to back there twice. This card is a 2002 Upper Deck featuring a 95 Upper Deck on there. It's numbered 55 out of 350. I really like that most of these cards have been numbered and gold stamped and low numbered, so the rarity on these is insane, and you get a good player instead of a crappy player out of some pack you just picked up.
And it's actually game worn instead of player worn, or sometimes just not affiliated with any player or any game. That's what Panini's been doing lately. So,
and what do you know? This one's big and bold and beautiful and authentic worn jersey. Once again, an authentic player worn jersey, super cool, and you get two pictures here. One happens to just be an older card, but
it's a little cheesy of a card, but some of the things that I do like, it's cool that we actually have a Boston card and a Yankee picture. So you have them pitching with the Red Sox and also the Yankees on one card. The Relic is a Yankee jersey, which is cool. It's a pinstripe again. Another thing, the Yankee picture is actually the first one we've seen that's actually not a pinstripe in the picture. Just a couple of things that I noticed that are a little different and unique.
Interesting. That's cool you point that out.
So, I don't know. It is a cool card. Again, I do like that they have the two teams that he spent most of his time with being the Red Sox and the Yankees.
Yeah.
Very cool. Again, it's number. I like that.
He is in the Red Sox Hall of Fame as well.
Okay.
The last patch card we have to look at today is a 2001 Fleer Platinum National Patch Time game worn jersey. That kind of cracks me up. You know, this card kind of cheesy to me. Little stencil, pencil drawings, whatever you want to call that. But you do get a really cool picture of the Rocket gunning one down the middle like he's used to. He was just a power pitcher throwing fastballs. There was nothing fancy about it. And you do get a piece of the jersey, I get that, but I think they could have done a little better job with the background. But it is a premier product. I like it either way.
You know, it's my understanding he didn't really start out as a power pitcher. Even early on when he went to college, it was like a junior college that he actually started off at, and he was more of a finesse, trying to always be smooth, and his coach, manager at the time told him he just had to be more aggressive and just start throwing harder. And gradually he started throwing harder in college. As far as this card goes, yeah, I said before that when we were talking, I do kind of like it. It is a little cheesy with the...
I like the picture. I just wish the background was a little different. But go on.
At first, I was like, I kind of like it, but now the more I look at it, the less I like. You got the glove, you got the ball, and the bat on the bottom, and it's the exact same thing on the back of it too. Yeah, it's not the best, and unfortunately, I don't really like just the white. There's no pinstripe.
Yes.
If it was just...
Is that the only one without the pinstripe we saw? Yeah.
That's the only one we have without the pinstripe. I'd rather it be like the gray jersey then that doesn't actually have a pinstripe in it anyways. Yeah. That would be much cooler if that's...
Yes, it would,
if it didn't have the pinstripe, if it was at least the gray. But, you know, either way, it's still another relic from a from a game-worn jersey, so it's still pretty cool. All right, we're going to be looking at a few different cards here. We actually only have one rookie card, and it's the top loader that actually has rookie card on it. That's 1985 Donruss. And then the couple of other cards that we have are actually his second year. So we've got a second-year Fleer and a second-year Topps, 1986 for the Fleer and also 1986 for the Topps. A couple things I want to talk about Roger, though, before we get into the cards a little bit. I want to talk about his WAR. So I usually like to talk about the wins above replacement. Roger has a WAR of 139.2. So just to put that in some reference here, I think we should talk about the top 10 because there are a couple players in the top 10 that are actually not in the Hall of Fame. Roger's one of those. Barry Bonds is the other one. This is the steroid era. So we've got Babe Ruth, 183.1, Walter Johnson, 164.9, Cy Young at 163.6, Barry Bonds at number 4, 162.8, Willie Mays, 156.1, Ty Cobb at 151.1, Hank Aaron at 143, and Rogers at 139.2, and then just rounding out the top 10 here, we have got Tris Speaker at 134.7, and Honus Wagner at 130.8. So we've got a couple of players that are in the top 10, arguably the top 10 best players in the history of baseball that are not currently in the Hall of Fame, and it's up for debate if they ever will be. So what do you have to say about Roger being number 8 on the list? I mean, that's quite impressive. 139.2 for his career WAR and not in the Hall of Fame.
I love Roger Clemens. When it comes to Roger Clemens in the Hall of Fame, I'm 100% aboard. I'm all in. If I had a ballot, I would definitely be checking Roger Clemens off on that list every single year.
Did you wanted an asterisk next to their name, or almost like a separate wing in the Hall of Fame for the Hall of Famers or something like that?
That's more of a tiny suggestion. Okay. I probably wouldn't even vote for that. It was just a thought that crossed my mind. I'm really not for that. The players that deserve to be into the Hall of Fame deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. So Roger Clemens, and I believe even players such as Barry Bonds deserve to be all in that same Hall of Fame. Roger Clemens, especially, this is a Boston pitcher that anchored that pitching staff for 12 years, really made a name for himself there, ended up winning the Cy Young Award 7 times. 86, 87, 91, 97, 98, 2001, and 2004. So really spread across his career, too. He continued to spread excellence on the mound.
Here's the other thing. He's I would say, a modern day pitcher, would you not? So he's basically...
Yeah.
He's got the highest WAR out of a modern day pitcher in all of baseball, and he's not in the Hall of Fame. Again, Babe Ruth was a pitcher and a hitter. Walter Johnson, obviously Cy Young. Those are two pitchers that are ahead of him in the WAR, but everybody else is a position player, and those players pitched a long time ago compared to when Roger was pitching. So just something to think about, or something to mention, that really he is the highest rated as far as career WAR modern day pitcher in all of baseball, and he's not in the Hall of Fame.